que la va a dar el doctor Eduardo Infante de Oliveira, del Hospital Santa María de Lisboa. Nos va a hablar de soluciones sencillas para desafíos complejos, o más concretamente, cómo poner un catéter de 7 French por un introductor de 6 French. Dónde poner lo que es grande y lo pequeño. Eduardo, cuando quieras.
Good afternoon. Many thanks for the kind invitation. It's a true pleasure to be here. And to disclose, I have to say that I was challenged by Terumo to make this presentation. So I will unfortunately talk only about Terumo products. So this is a session regarding innovation. And innovation, many times, it's made not only of sophisticated concepts. And sometimes we have to forget about the engine, about the design, and we have to focus on more basic aspects. For instance, the wheels. But we should focus on real problems, really daily needs. And this will provide innovations with added value. Otherwise, we will design something that will always be a prototype. And simple approaches to real needs provide many times the most successful innovations. And these innovations are the ones that help us even to surpass tougher conditions. So translating these ideas into interventional cardiology, I must say that radial approach is one of the innovations, more successful innovations that really have added value. So it was one of the few changes in interventional cardiology that provide us with survival benefit. It changed the way that we do coronary angioplasty. But the question is there still room to improve? Are there still a few limitations? And yes, there are. So we still face some limitations regarding comfort of the patient. There are still some issues with safety, obviously much, much better than the femoral, but there are still questions with safety, and the limitation with complexity. So challenging anatomies, radial approach is still sometimes something that we try to avoid. So this brings me to the concept that Terumo developed, which is more with less. So the company redesigned the 6 French sheath and made it with a thinner wall. So the idea was to design a sheath that had inner lumer of obviously a regular 6 French sheath, but with the outer diameter of a regular 5 French sheath. So this would be something that would provide us with a sheath with the outer lumen of a regular 5 French, but would allow us to insert a 6 French catheter, diagnostic or guiding catheter. So this would be a 6 in a 5. So taking a closer look, we could compare on the left the RadiFocus Introducer 2, which was already the thinnest in the market, and they diminished the thickness of this wall from 0.20 to 0.12. And this design was applied to three sizes of sheets. So the 5 French, the 6 French, and the 7 French. So what are the clinical scenarios that can benefit from these sheets? So the 5 French is a sheath that allows a 5 in a 4. So this is ideal for small vessels. And these small vessels, these small arteries, can be found from 15 to 30% of men and from 30% to 60% of women. So these sheets will allow you obviously to do the diagnostic and even simple interventions using 5 French guiding catheter. And then the 6 French is a 6 in a 5. And this is the workhorse. So this is the sheet for the daily practice that allows you to do the diagnostic and do the intervention without changing sheets and increasing safety and comfort of the patient. And then finally, the 7 French. And the 7 is a 7 in a 6. And this is ideal for complex cases. So cases that you need the extra support, cases that you need to perform CTOs or complex bifurcation, or you need to rotablate and you really need a burr greater than 1.75, this is the sheath that you should use. Regarding clinical evidence, it's limited, it's sparse. There's just a few studies available, but it confirms the original concept, and it shows less vascular trauma and more faster hemostasis. So in summary, we have 3 options. So the 5 friends for less invasiveness for patients, smaller patients, more fragile patients, the 6 friends for daily practice, and finally the 7th French, ideal for challenging cases, to use the radial without compromise, a simple design to approach complexity. Thank you so much.